Hi, my lovely Virgos. Welcome to your 2019 annual tarot reading. Little disclaimer, I'm doing these by quarters, first, second, third, and fourth quarter. These will be much shorter than the versions that you get if you order the private reading from my website. Those are an hour long. I have a 30-minute version too, but if you want the really detailed one, it's an hour long. We pull a ton of clarifiers. We go into a lot of detail. So just to let you know, this is a shortened version of that, okay? All right, Virgos, let's look at your 2019. I hope you had a fabulous new year and holiday. Let's get started. Spirit and universe, what are the messages for Virgos? Oh, if you hear snoring, that's my pug. What are the messages for Virgos in 2019, first quarter? January, February, March. I'm using the Anna K Tarot deck. I love this deck, the way they feel, the thickness of the cards, and the thickness of the material, the paper, and the width, the brightness of the colors. I've always loved this deck. All right, Virgos, bottom of the deck, 3 of Wands. This is a card about patience. Being aware that you need to have or will need to have patience this quarter. And that's kind of an interesting message because as we move into the new year, we have all these plans, right? We're setting our intentions for the new year. We're setting our intentions for the next 5 years, and we want to reach our goals by, you know, our long-term goals, and we know that in order to do that, we have to start now. So it does require patience. But I think that I couldn't even have done this better. I think the common misconception with this card, and actually it's not even a common misconception, that was poorly worded. You know, generally this card is you can't do anymore, you have to just have patience. Okay? If he takes one more step and takes one more action, he's going to fall off the cliff. He's gotten to this point and he needs to stay there and wait. Quote unquote, his ships are coming in. Yes, but, okay, I'm a firm believer that there's always more you can do. And don't underestimate that statement, because doing more can require sitting and waiting and having the ability to utilize your patience. Okay, having patience and waiting is doing something. Okay, so this is a card of patience. This is a card of you're on the right track. This is the card of I really want to say keep going, keep going, keep going. The reason I want to say that is because you have the Empress here. So when these two cards come together, there's a little dichotomy, right? Stop, do, wait, take action. But one thing with the Empress is this is a card of planning. This is a card of self-motivation. This is a card of strategizing with your energy levels, right? Planning. And so while you're waiting patiently, continuing what you've done thus far, while you're waiting, there's always more you can do. Even if it means thinking. Even if it means getting your energy flowing in the right direction. Meditating. I just listened to Jane International's podcast on stillness, and I think that goes very, very hand in hand with these two cards. All right? You're not left out in the cold. You don't feel left out in the cold. You're not concerning yourself really with what somebody else is doing. You know, you're a Virgo, and you're just kind of taking things, you're taking control of things, even if it is taking control of your intentions, taking control of your thoughts, taking control of your energy, your vibration, your frequency that you are emitting. Huge. And then what do we have when we do this? We automatically start having synchronicities that can be confusing to us. But you have to understand, Virgos, especially in the first quarter, when you start putting these things in place, just like Jane talked about, when you start putting these things in place, they really, really, really assist in manifesting fairly quickly. So there's structure placed around these synchronicities, and it can be a little confusing to you how quickly this can take place. Right? This doesn't mean run off. Remember, you're waiting and you're being patient and you're working on your internal world so it can be reflected on the outside. Which is not coming true yet, but definitely maintaining faith and belief in everything. Energy, the universe, people, humanity, love, yourself. Right? Emotions, emotional states, controlling emotional states, maintaining belief in all of that. And sometimes we have to sit with that. We have to absorb that. No regrets. No major transformation needed. Again, remember, we're waiting patiently. Okay? The Tower. By doing this, and I just listened to Jane's podcast last night, and I've been thinking a lot about all the things that she said about being still and thinking, and how that works with manifestation. And how the transition of energy works with manifestation. And I don't want to be talking about mumbo jumbo with you. I think you should listen to that podcast, for one. And two, I think you really need to understand that this Tower card here is not some major life shakeup. I mean, it could be. It could be. Okay, some of you could have a major life shakeup. But this is an internal breaking down of the structures and the scripting that you have had your whole life. When she talks about the untethered soul, when she talks about these books that she's reading, yeah, you got to break down these structures that are archaic structures. So something a lot more fluid can move in, and you got to re-script yourself if you don't like how you've been scripted initially. If you don't like how society and culture and your parents and your familial ties, how those have been scripted, you can change that. But it takes stillness. It takes thought. And it takes believing in synchronicities. Okay? This is a big first quarter for you, Virgos. This is actually huge. Actually setting you up for the rest of the year. Let's look at the second quarter, May, June, July for Virgos. What are the messages for Virgos? Second quarter, May, June, July. Second quarter of 2019 for Virgos. Okay. This has to do with the choice. And the choice is yours and yours alone. Seven of Cups, Two of Wands. This is a life path, life energy trajectory for you. Okay. It does not require isolation per se, but it does require thought. But I think the message here with this card is that you've been putting in that thought and that effort all through the first quarter. So now it's actually action and deciding time. Okay, it's going to feel unsettling. It's not going to feel like you have things in control. It's not going to feel like it's going to be this quick ending to stability, right? Really rash example would be like, I want to earn $1 million by Monday. Okay, I want $100,000 in my checking account by Tuesday or by the 30th of this month. Okay, can it be done? Yeah, but you got to be realistic too, or at least realistic with the timeline. So I think there's this unsettling. You're unsettled about the possibility of the stillness, because I think, or the stability, because, with this Queen of Pentacles here, she's the card of preparedness and generosity. And I think, this is saying you're not there yet. You're working towards this, Queen of Pentacles. Ultimately, you want 10 of Pentacles, but you're in this place now, but there's more you can do. Okay, so second quarter, it's about deciding. And then you've got to start taking action. Now, can this mean a fire sign coming into your life? Yes, definitely. Can this be confusion about love and this very charismatic individual? Yes, it can be. But on a deeper level and on a higher level, okay, this has to do with understanding all the different options that you actually have at your fingertips at a moment's thought. Okay? And this can be very lively, this thought for you to have this ability. It can kind of revive you. Or you may be watching, because look at these two watching the night, okay? This could be you saying, I don't need to stay in isolation. I actually need to be out with people, but I need to be out by myself first. I feel like I'm getting lost in this portion of the reading, and I'm not understanding why, because it makes so much sense in my head, but I'm not communicating it effectively. So leave your comments below on this second quarter, because it's like you're deciding to go out and be in the world by being this new version of yourself. And that you're understanding that the meditation and the thoughts and the re-scripting, if that's what you're choosing to do, you know, kind of like Amber talks about the cybernetics, it's the same, you know, that's what we're all talking about here. I think you're deciding to, oh, I don't have to be like this, I can be like this, and it can all be, I can still be me, right? I don't have to fall into this template because I'm a Virgo. I can sometimes be in this template. Choices. Okay? And it's not going to take a lot of work. Right? There is this power that's given to you at the end of this quarter in this understanding. Through this understanding. That was a tricky one for me to communicate. I see it so clearly. You're not where you want to be yet. You're in a good place. You definitely are confused about, I guess, after going through this first quarter, it's like all these doorways have opened and you kind of feel like, I have to choose the right one. But I think there's this awareness that you get that there isn't a right one. It's choosing which one you want. Okay, third quarter for Virgos. But once you realize that, there's strength in that decision. Strength in having and understanding the ability to control behaviors, to control modalities, to control thoughts. There's a lot of power there. Sometimes you might need to slow down, right, to get there. Touch base with things, touch base with yourself, but there's a lot of power there, and I think that's what there's this big realization of that this second quarter. All right, third quarter, July, August, September for Virgos in 2019. Third quarter for Virgos in 2019. Okay, let me get some coffee real quick. I've been waking up really early doing these, and I love it. I will need to wake up earlier so I can do more, but I've been doing my meditations, and I've been waking up early, and it's been fabulous. I cannot complain. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands. So, yes, fire energy in your life. Could be a motherly figure. Could be somebody that's very inspirational to you. A friend. Or a lover, okay? Fire energy, go-getter, all things possible, full steam ahead, okay? If you're already in this mindset, it's natural you're going to be attracting this type of personality, not this type of personality, okay? You're going to be attracting light. You're going to be attracting motivation, self-motivation. You're going to be attracting determination and diligence. And possibility. And there's an internal battle in you, because normally, Virgos, you like to plant one seed at a time and help it grow. And it's a slow process, okay? But I think you're kind of realizing that it doesn't have to be all things stable all the time before you can move on to the next thing. So I think this is a very untraditional energy for you this whole first half of the year, and even into the third quarter, Virgos, because it's not about tangible things, is it? It's a soft science. Metaphysics, quantum physics is a soft science. The power of the mind, the actual power of the mind and energy, okay? There's a lot of hard science to it. A lot. But the mystical aspect of it, that is proven time and time again through examples, is not fully understood yet. You should read the book, The Field. Do I have it here? It's called The Field, and it's about metaphysics and quantum physics, and it will blow your mind. And I think there's this understanding that there is this intangible realm that we can tap into, and we can morph our own energy and being into whatever. And that's a little daunting. Exciting, but daunting. 5 of Wands. Okay. King of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. So throughout this year, throughout this change, throughout this understanding, throughout this forward movement, this different movement, okay, there are going to be moments where you're going to need to recalibrate and understand where you are and understand where you're going. Okay, this is the stillness again. You're going to need this. It will help you make decisions. It's not necessary to heal, but it is necessary to get your mind set and settled in the correct place so you can keep doing this, so you can keep doing this. Coming back to the stillness. It will assist you. It's not a healing, it's an assisting. Wheel of Fortune reversed, the moon. There's always more to learn. There's always more to do. There's always more growth. So when we think we've gotten there, Virgos, there's more. Okay? There's new difficulties. There's new paths to cross. There's new paths to forge. Okay? That will become illuminated as you move forward. There will be messages of assistance, and there will also be decision points. Always. No matter which level you get to. The highest level you can imagine right now in terms of sense of being or relationships or love, wealth, success, career growth, whatever you can imagine. At the highest level, there's always a higher level. But I think the difference is you're seeing and acting in that realm of possibilities instead of just this, this is a beautiful thing. It always starts here. But it can encompass more than just one seed. It can encompass more than just one person. It's taking the energy from the tree. It's taking energy from the ground. It's using it. It's morphing it. It's, you know, I keep using the term re-scripting. You're re-scripting. I feel like you're re-scripting your beliefs in everything this year. This is a really big year for you, Virgos. Fourth quarter for Virgos, 2019, October, November, December. What are the messages for Virgos? Okay. Get some coffee. Okay. Ah. Okay, Virgos, we've got some tricky cards here, but we have some amazing cards. So we have the Seven of Swords, Justice, and the King of Swords. So this clearly has to do with possibly somebody else, possibly sneaky behavior, possibly lying, cheating, stealing, and getting found out. So there's something here that gets taken care of. I'll just leave it at that. Something here gets taken care of. There was clearly some unfairness, foul play, definitely, that is taking place. But I'm going to leave it at that. We can go into it more detailed for you at that time of the year when I'm doing your readings for the fourth quarter. But just know with the Justice card here, it gets taken care of. And then we have the Magician in the World. So there's very quickly an ending and a new beginning taken care of. Reciprocity. Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, book ending, Page of Swords, Knight of Cups reverse. So this has to do with clarity of thought. This has to do with vantage points in life and love, in all of it. Okay, vantage points. This has to do with, this is interesting. Their backs are turned towards each other. There is a very big difference in these cards. Even though there's a level up with the Knight, this is a rash decider, a rash actor, a bad actor. Okay, rushing in. And swords usually represent thought, clarity, strategy, but not the Knight of Swords. This is the one card that could be considered a dangerous or like a self-sabotage card. And it's very interesting that it comes right after the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is seen standing up on a hill, watching, getting the vantage point of getting all the information before saying something, before doing something. This is like, you know, in those like law shows where there's one person that like gets information and then uses it against somebody to get what they want. This is that. It doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be malicious. It doesn't have to be filled with ill intent. But this is a card of getting information before you act. And then acting, this is saying you're going to be acting against the information that you've gathered. So be careful. Probably has to do with this character. Go back to your happy, safe place, Virgos. Fourth quarter, there's going to be some emotional states, okay? This could be, again, we could be dealing with this same person. Lack of emotional action. No initiation. No forward movement. Six of Cups reversed. They're not coming back, probably because they got taken care of in some sort of way, right? Or just left your life. Or went to jail. All right, so we have the Nine of Wands and then the Two of, or the Six of Wands reversed. This is going to throw you for a loop. Fourth quarter is going to throw you for a loop, Virgos. That's all I'm going to say. There's a very new beginning. There's a very strong ending, and it has to do with reciprocity. This other stuff, okay, it's going to throw you for a loop. We'll talk about it in the fourth quarter as we approach those in the monthly readings. I'm going to leave it at that right now. If you know what this is already, if you can kind of sense this coming, leave your comments below. I love you. Again, we go into a lot more detail on the private version of this. And my February readings and those extendeds are going to be up in a couple weeks. I mean, a couple days. And then I have a bunch of private readings. Those, you should have all your private readings by Tuesday. I want to finish these first, okay? I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Stay tuned for your February readings. All right. I love you, Virgos. Bye.